guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Kia Tatiana here, and I'm back with another video. I haven't recorded a video in a month. I was doing so good on YouTube, but life happens and it's okay to disconnect and recharge and not pour from an empty well. So today's question, you know what I'm going to start doing before I jump into the video? You can tell by the title what this video is going to be about. But before I jump into the video, I really wanted to start this segment where I answer one question, most frequently asked question, and answer a video on it. So it's basically kind of like a Q&A, but not really answering a bunch of questions. It's really just one question in the video. You get it? Like one question a week type of thing. Anyways, that's what I'm going to do anyways. So this question, I have been receiving this question pretty frequently. However, I just didn't want to, I just started answering people individually. I just didn't think of writing a video on it, recording a video on it. However, since it's becoming a most frequently asked video, I decided, you know what, let me just make a video on this. I could just refer people to this video whenever they ask. And the question is, okay, so someone Instagrammed me, somebody DM'd me on Instagram and introduced themselves. I'm a Christian aspiring model working part-time as an assistant teacher, struggling in my modeling career. It's hard to find a modeling career or gig or company that doesn't compromise morals, faith, and values or integrity. Do you mind sharing your advice story with me of how you became one? Good question. So thank you so much for asking this question. I really do appreciate people just really wanting to know more about being a Christian and being a model at the same time. We all know that the modeling industry is usually portrayed to be this industry, or not even portrayed, it is this industry where sex sells. I'm gonna just say it, sex sells. So with that being said, the most successful models, or models who have been doing the most jobs or the biggest brands and stuff, usually they're exposing a little bit of their body. And whether that's from Victoria's Secret, Macy's Lingerie, whatever it is, they're usually showing a bit of their body. So as a Christian, as a woman of God, I am a modest dresser. Wasn't always like this, okay? I wasn't always a model as well. If you have followed me on Instagram about a year ago, I used to post in lingerie, I used to post nude, I used to do all of that as well. But as I got on this journey with Christ, I really started to take in consideration presenting my body as a temple as it is, and not allowing, part of it is the reason why we modest dress is so that other men, other people, whatever, is not going to lust after us, you know. So I wouldn't want a stranger or another man seeing me half naked, or see me in my bra and my panties on the internet or on a billboard, when this is just for my husband to see. Now it's really hard to it's not that it's not attainable, but it's really hard for you to find jobs and find agencies and just really be upfront about your values. I do believe that they respect you more when you say it, rather than just doing it and then complaining about it afterwards. I've been in multiple situations where I had to tell the photographers, like, this is not, I don't do partial nude, I don't do nude, don't compromise with me, I'm not doing it. This is my values, this is my morals, this is what I believe that I should be doing, what I shouldn't be doing. So the first tip is definitely to be upfront with it. Now, like I said, when I first began modeling, I was not a Christian. I was not valuing my body as a temple as I should have been. I was very free, even though I always felt a little uncomfortable. I was really free with posting my lingerie shoots. I was really free with going to castings and bra and panties out. Like, I was really free with those type of things. However, as my journey progressed, I really started to realize, like, you know, I don't want people to look at me as this way. I want people to really, because we're called in scripture says that we're called to stand apart, not be apart. So how are people supposed to see Christ in me if I look just like everyone else? And then that's just part of knowing your identity in Christ and knowing that we're not here to compromise our beliefs. We're not here to compromise our morals. Just really standing firm in what the Bible says and what Jesus says, and not trying to just run along with what the industry says because it's quicker money. And that's another thing. They will try to compromise and try to belittle your morals based off of money or fame. And we all know these things are all temporary and it's not eternal. So I really want to make sure that I'm hitting the points. So what I would say if you're struggling is just to really find photographers. There's plenty of group pages where I know there's one of them I'm part of is a New York City TFP models and photographers and makeup artists page. I was on Facebook, and they have what's that website called, Model Mayhem as well. There's plenty of websites where you can, that's not scams, at least Model Mayhem and User Facebook. That's the only two I recommend. There's plenty of those groups that's on Facebook where you can work with local photographers. You can work with people that has experience in working with agency models. I always do recommend people to work with people who has worked with agency models. Therefore, they know what you're looking for and they can better help and direct you throughout the shoot rather than working with an upcoming photographer. Nothing's wrong with that and all that, but just making sure the person have knowledge in the industry so they know what you should have in your book and what you shouldn't, so you won't come with a concept like, oh, let's have red lipstick and blue hair and all that and try to put my portfolio. Like, no, when you first start in, you don't need those type of shoots, you don't need those type of looks in your book. Agencies really just want to see you in fitted tee, fitted black pants, things that shows your body in a, you could be modest. You don't need to be in a bikini, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could really just be in the black jeans, a fitted tee, just really showing off your body and your curves, just so they better recognize your measurements. So yeah, I always suggest that people find photographers and other models if you want to collaborate, that's in your city, that's local, and that has experience. And also, I always advise people to bring a friend with them just because, just to be safe. Honestly, I've been through plenty of situations where, that's a story for another time. But I always advise people to stay safe, and by staying safe, bring a partner with you, just someone that can just come along with you and really just supervise the situation. So I also wanted to encourage those who are aspiring models to not give up on the process. I'm still nowhere where I want to be. I'm still nowhere where I want to be in my modeling career. I have huge goals when it comes to modeling, bigger than just local modeling, bigger than just modeling itself. But for me, modeling, I wanted to be the platform where I project faith through who I am. I don't know if that just made sense, but I just really want to be able to not use my platform, not use modeling as just my last resort. However, that's going to be what gets my foot in the door to do other things. But modeling is my passion. I'm very passionate about speaking and meeting new people. I'm really passionate about modeling itself. I just love all that it comes with. Yes, it comes with stereotypes. Yes, as any other industry. Yes, it comes with makeup artists not knowing your skin color foundation. It comes with people on set not knowing how to do black hair. It comes with those things. However, there's so many other industries where they experience the same level of critiques. So I wouldn't let that discourage you, because honestly, there's ways to get around that, and sometimes, a majority of the times, the people just don't know. So if you speak up, they're better to fix the issue. So back to being a Christian and modeling. Just really don't compromise your beliefs, don't compromise your faith, don't compromise your morals, your values. Stand firm in who you are, who God called you to be. And if you are very certain that God has called you to be in this industry, because this industry is very, as I feel like any of the Hollywood industries are though, they're very, let's just say they know what they want. So there's going to be lots of no's. There are going to be lots of, you're too ugly, you're fat, your skin is bad, your teeth are bad. There's plenty of things that can really lower your self-esteem. And I do believe, oh yes, thank you God, I do believe that what God says about us before entering the modeling industry, because I've seen so many models who has been on the verge of depression, anxiety, suicide, and all those detrimental things because they allowed what others said about them to dictate who they are. I've been in a situation not too long ago where an agency had told me that I was too fat. And you guys, I have on a big coat and stuff, but I'm a size 6. When I first got signed, I was a size 4. So I went up, you know, U.S. standard size is 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Going up. I'm a size 6. I was a size 4 when I first started. I was never size 2. I was never size 0. I went up to size 6. Because I went up to size 6, I'm fat. Okay? I'm obese, according to them. Okay? They could have well discouraged me. They could have well made me feel like I could never model again. The way they were coming at me about my boobs, about my butt, about my hips, about my thighs, about all of this, that I've really only just gained a few pounds. Like, honestly, I really have. And if I wasn't very confident in who I am and who I've grown to be physically and mentally, that could have well discouraged me from this whole thing and even caused me to go on this same cycle of depression, anxiety. And that's not something you just basically want to stand firm in who you are, because there's going to be a lot of those situations and scenarios. There's plenty of models that can also vouch for the same thing, that go through discouraging moments in their career where it just makes them feel like, is it even worth it? And that's where I feel like you should absolutely know if this is what God has called you to do, and if so, how can the Lord help you to give you that strength and wisdom to get through hard times like this. Because in anything that you do, there's always going to be moments where you feel like, dang, this is too much for me to do, or I wish there was an easier way for me to go about this. There's always going to be moments like that. It's really about how you handle it and what you take from it. It's such a growing lesson. I learned so much from that. I'm still in the beginning of my modeling industry. Like I said, I've only been modeling since 2016. I got signed in 2018. We're going on 2020. So in 2020, January 2020, it will be 2 years of me being signed. Being signed doesn't guarantee like you about to be on TV next month type of thing. At least for me, like, that's my journey. This is my story. I know others who had other experiences and others who had the same experiences as me. There's been a lot of trials and tests throughout being signed, at least for me, and I know that it's all for God developing my character, developing my strength. Before being a model, I was so caught up in what people said about me. I was so caught up in what people thought about me. I always wanted to please people, and God completely showed me through the modeling industry how He's going to change my perspective on what I fit, on how I hold people's opinion value over my life. And through this industry, He's been teaching me that so much, not to value other people's opinion, negative opinion so much. And the only person that I have to say yes to, the only person that I have to please is the Lord. So other people, teachers, like agents and all that type of stuff doesn't matter at the end of the day. I know my worth. I know who God has called me to be, and I'm not going to compromise, nor am I going to diminish myself because someone said otherwise. I feel like I just went off on a rant. I just want to make sure that I covered everything. Advice, definitely, if you got anything from this video, is to really just work with local photographers. I don't want to say like work with Christian photographers, because it's really hard to find that. Just really work with people who has experience in the modeling industry that can really help develop your portfolio. Start with the basics. I'll put a picture up of what you should have, like comp cards. You should have headshots. Of course, comp cards have headshots. Portrait, three-quarter shots, side shots, and I can't remember that one. but I'll leave a picture right there for you to see. And then have a portfolio. I do suggest having a website with all your work on it. I also have a website with all my work on it. So if I was not signed, and I still to this day send photographers my website so they can access all my work through my website as well. And yeah, and don't be so quick to get signed to an agency. I wish I knew that. It took me at least 2 years to get signed, but still, I still wish I waited for the best option from God. I wish I didn't rush, and that's why God's timing is everything. However, through it all, He has still been teaching me a lot, a valuable lesson about waiting on His time. So definitely don't rush the process of getting signed. It's not all cracked up to what it looked like. I do believe that being freelance and working non-exclusively is probably like the best in the beginning, because you really get to find your brand and your niche and what you like to post. And you know, part of being a model also is having a aesthetically pleasing Instagram. Social media is huge when it comes to this type of industry, Hollywood industry, entertainment industry. Like, people come to your social media first. Your social media, your Instagram is basically your business card. So if your Instagram is not cracked up to be pleasing enough to look at for more than a second, then chances are people are not going to want to work with you. So definitely work on the aesthetics of your Instagram. We are our own brands. As models, I'm my own brand. Kia is my brand. So with that being said, I have to make sure that I'm keeping my page up to date with things that I like to do, making sure you have a healthy balance of your shoots and having your everyday life, your personal life, because brands and photographers and agents and clients, they all want to see how you are professionally and how you are with people in general. Like, yeah, that's just really it, because I can go on and on about this. But yeah, just keep up with your Instagram, work with local photographers, don't be discouraged. The process isn't easy. It doesn't happen overnight. And I'm never going to lie and say that it happened overnight, because I'm not even where I want to be yet, okay? I'm nowhere to where I want to be, but with God, it's going to happen. I have faith that God is going to meet the desires when it comes to my modeling career. Anybody can say, can stop what God has for
what door God opens, no man can shut. In Jesus' name.
So thank you guys for watching this video. If you like these type of videos, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back with more videos.